Hello, Pisces, and welcome to your February 2020 reading. Happy birthday to all my Pisceans that are celebrating in February. I actually know quite a few Pisces that celebrate in February, so happy birthday to my friends. You know who you are if you're watching this. I have a lot of Pisces friends. Actually, most of my closest friends, most of the closest people in my life are actually Pisces, strangely enough. And I'm not really sure why that is. I'd like to figure that out someday, or maybe it's just a wonderful coincidence. I'm going to start this out a little differently. This reading is actually going to be very different, but I mean, you guys are creative, you're innovative, you're the sign that's known for doing things differently and being successful at it. So I'm going to go with where your energy has kind of taken me, because I did a good little meditation before this, and I actually pulled some cards out already. And usually I pull a few out just to see where your energy is at before I get into the reading, but I think I'm going to keep these out and we're going to talk about it. So I'm going to start this actually with a poem by my favorite poet, my Irish poet, William Butler Yeats, or W.B. Yeats. I love him, studied him for a while in college. So, to an isle in the water, shy one, shy one, shy one of my heart. She moves in the firelight, pensively apart. She carries in the dishes and lays them in a row. To an isle in the water with her would I go. She carries in the candles and lights the curtained room, shy in the doorway and shy in the gloom. And shy as a rabbit, helpful and shy, to an isle in the water with her would I fly. And just, I don't know, I was really drawn to read that one for you. We might end it with another poem by him that I also think is quite fitting. But let's start getting into your tarot here. I don't want to get too much into the astrology and get too wrapped up in this, because I just feel going from Aquarius into Pisces it should be a more tarot and intuitive oriented time. So currently the sun is in Aquarius. We're not in your time yet, but you will be hopefully when you've read this, or sorry, seen this, not read this. But we're entering the month in a really kind of a difficult place, if I'm being honest here. The first two cards that came out, I was getting into your energy, Seven of Wands and then the Queen of Swords. They both have a kind of seriousness. Let's fight for the truth is the sense I get from them together personally, because the Queen of Swords is that Libran or Gemini type energy. And in a time that is mostly going to be Aquarius, I mean more towards the end of February is your month, not exactly right in the middle, but it feels like, I mean, this is what we're stepping into here. So there's a seriousness. There is this, I need to fight for what's good for me. I need to come up against anybody that is going to try to put me down. But mostly I feel that this has to do with really a decision that we need to make. And I think that it has a lot to do with ego versus emotion. High Priestess is a card that I associate with you, and it's really interesting. I would love for you guys to be able to see how this is set up down here, and I might end up bringing some overhead stuff back in eventually again, just because the way this looks is so fascinating. Because the Lovers, when I clarified it, has these guys, and in between them, the Four of Cups. We're not satisfied, yet it's like he's looking at her, she's looking forward, and in between is the Four of Cups. He's looking to the intuition, but is he really asking? He's looking to his emotions, but he's not speaking or acting on them. We're waiting for something here, or we have been. Waiting for a ball to drop, waiting for the shoe, for the other shoe to drop. I know that that's the same thing. But I don't know how to, let me try to find a way to put this here. Being in this state has really hurt you. And you've probably been here for quite a while. 10 Swords, pain, despair, feeling stabbed in the back. You know, why does it have to be this way? the Ten of Swords is not really a card that feels very nice in a very low sense, but it does, and I mean, it indicates, you know, that there has been an end when it's reversed. We're starting to pull out the swords. They can fall out and we can address the wounds. And that kind of sounds a little bit icky, but there are exit wounds here in terms of a decision. And I think what you guys are going to do about this decision this month, instead of sitting where you've been trying to ignore the obvious that you're not happy where you're at, you're sitting here in ego. There's something about this that drives your ego. I can't give in to this person. I can't give in to these feelings. I can't do anything about this, because in a way I think either it has something to do with a moral compass about you, or I don't know, some type of control aspect. But you're going to look at that this month and really look at the exit wounds of why you feel this way, why you'd rather sit where you are and feed the ego rather than the emotional self, the mystery, what you really are. Because the High Priestess is that Piscean card of delving into the mysterious, really looking at, you know, the intuitive pushes here. It's the intuition. It's the side that, you know, again, ask those watery questions, goes deep, not depth. Yes, goes to Johnny Depp. No. It's foresight, it's wisdom, it's mystery, it's using these things, your acute mind, to be to apply it to the situation, to really understand where this is driving you. And again, that lies, the answer to those mysteries lies in your heart, lies in your emotions. That is really the truth here. You're looking for the truth in a choice. You're looking for, how do I deal with, how do I move forward in this? But what stops you are those exit wounds. What stops you is what's hurt you before, and why those swords have been there. But now is the time, I think, as you leave Aquarius season and enter yours, that you're going to be removing these swords, healing them, really looking at them, because this side of you wants to look at the ego and why it forces you to sit in that Four of Cups. Because see that cup right there? Yeah, I'm going to try to hold a bunch of cards at once now like a crazy person, but we're going to do it. That's that cup. They're both coming from the same side, from the clouds. And to me, the Four of Cups, when they're holding this cup, especially in this deck, it represents that Ace of Cups to me, and yet we're not reaching out to grab it. Love is right there. Your emotions are driving you, whether it's love or not. There's emotion that wants to drive you in a certain direction, and you know this. You know in your heart where it's taking you. You know in your heart what you really need and what you really need to do. And yet the ego, the need to be in control in this situation, is driving you away from really confronting these emotions. But this month, I just think you're not going to be able to get away with it. Especially once we hit your solar return. The first half of the month may have you trying to mentally outwit yourself in this way. And you can't outwit your emotions because you're Pisces. So they will eventually drive you in the right direction. Intuition is key this month, as it usually is for you. So let's continue on here. Okay? I really enjoyed that. I don't usually pull cards out in the beginning, but I mean, I think it was good to see where we're coming from and where we're headed. So let's check out. Again, this is going to be different than my usual setup, I think. We're going to see where this goes in terms of major events and obstacles this month. Defining events. Defining events for you this February 2020, Pisces. Wow. And if you guys haven't checked out your 2020 yearly overview, I would highly suggest that. Yours was incredible. It was the best one by far, I'm pretty sure. Like, I think I can say that now. It was the best by far. It was an incredible year ahead for you guys. So I'm excited, and I'm hoping that my Pisces midheaven will catch some of that. This is just really going to be a good year for you, and I can tell already with the cards out this month. If you think that things have been I feel things turning around for you, but you're doing it. I know you're the one doing it. All right. Defining events this month. The Sun. And the Page of Cups next to it, I can't help but feel they have a lot to do with each other. Emotionally, you're waking up. Emotionally, you're growing. Emotionally, you're seeing your feelings in a new way, in an altered state. I don't know, there's something about Aquarius season, it's your 12th house season, where you're going to grow internally, mentally, emotionally, on this deeper level. Who are you? You know, what do I define myself as? You know, spiritually, who am I? And I think that your emotions are really what are coming through here, your spirituality, to really say, this is who you are, Pisces. Why stuff it down? Why hide it? Why cover up an emotional feeling, especially if it is romantic? And yeah, we're gonna have to pull some romance cards because there's just like a lot of cups energy this month, and I can't really ignore that. It's really, really beautiful. So let's not ignore that. But to me, the Sun is when we, again, you can see that there's two people in this deck looking at each other. I can't help but notice that. There's not a lot of love-based Sun decks. I mean, Sun, like, cards in any of my tarot decks other than really this one, where it's two people really seeing each other, or really seeing your love, really seeing your emotions. But for a lot of you, I think you're really seeing somebody, and it's like sunshine and roses and happiness and just pure essence of romantic love. I mean, what else can you expect when Venus is in your sign, and then we're going to have the Sun going into your sign? Even though Venus does enter Aries pretty early in the month, I think that might actually help you, because it will have you kind of in a more flirtatious mood here. Love at first sight. Again, doesn't that kind of feel for some of you like love at first sight? For some, I don't think it's going to be a love at first sight totally situation, but it is going to be, I feel like that's more of an Aries thing. But it does feel like you're turning on the lights in a love situation. You're really seeing somebody, really seeing a situation. Building these foundations, doing something about it might be bringing up some fears for you. But however, the moon is your sign, and it showed up upright in your reading. So I take it that way when I do, you know, my monthlies, when I'm doing a reading for a specific sign. If your card shows up upright in the read, I know you're in a good frame of mind. You're really building on a foundation here. I don't know what it is that's shifted here, but you're ready to start putting down some groundwork, start connecting, because you're like, I feel this in mind, body, soul, whether it's a career, because you can see him working, or a love situation. You know, you're ready to start really building some solid foundations, because we're connected here in a really solid way. We've got, you know, maybe the same interests. We can talk forever, you know, same brand of humor. I don't know what it is, but you're really, I don't know, you're making something happen, because right after the moon shows up there, it's like you realize your own power and you realize what you want. For some of you, it's you want to show off a love situation. I don't always see the Three of Cups as a negative, you know, third party thing. Some of you, it might be with the Magician and the Three of Cups, and we might need to kind of watch out for that, if that's what it is. And yet there's a sense, I don't know, I just don't get that feeling. It feels like fun. It feels like happiness. It feels like I want to tell people I'm in love, or I want to celebrate something that I created in my life here. You're creating celebratory experiences for yourself this month, just by putting yourself out there, just by doing what you got to do. Let's pull a couple of advice cards with the Hobbit deck, actually. I'm really loving this read. I've been really loving your reads, like, for 2020. You guys might be my saving grace when things get rough this year for other signs and we go through all these eclipses. Let's see. Wow. King of Wands. King of Wands as an advice card is kind of to take leadership, take a strong role in your life, say what you have to say, because again, for me, wands are about communication, or about that passion, that drive. It's letting yourself be run on that. And I really feel that you guys can feel your way through this month here into the right direction. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Wow. I think that we need one more. All right. I don't know if we're going to get one. It's not giving me something. Wow. some of you in Pisces, you're a very patient sign. I don't think anybody ever talked about the patience of Pisces. You guys will wait forever for, I don't know, for your romantic ideals especially to play out, for it to be the perfect time, for things to play out exactly how they should. And King of Wands, the star here. You're at the end of a long, dark tunnel and you're realizing your own power. And again, I would say, believe in your hopes and dreams, make them a reality. When you get the King of Wands and the star together, that's a lot of power. And star power is how it feels to me, kind of, in a really silly way. But there's just this really beautiful, transcendent view of life and where we're going and making it happen here and taking, again, speaking your truth, speaking what your dreams are out into the world, getting to that point of this is where things start to really happen. What's interesting enough here for your advice was the Seven of Swords. And I kind of have to feel my way through this one as an advice card because this is interesting. I would say for some of you, you might keep a certain aspect of yourself hidden until exactly the right time, because you get that Wheel of Fortune right after. Things are changing in ways that you can't predict. The time for something hidden to come out, to change, to shift, for it to have its turn on the wheel. I don't know, it kind of feels like a mystery solving itself here this month. And that kind of feels more out of your hands than anything. Let's get something on that, because that's such a strange vibe. I feel that there's something there. Again, in timing, for some of you, it's the perfect timing that you're waiting for. And it's only in that perfect timing that you're going to state what it is you want, put yourself out there. Yeah, you have this romantic quality about you. You have an ideal, you have an idea. So if this is a love situation, you're trying to have it play out a certain way. It's very nice. It just feels very like you've timed this very well. Because then you get the Ace of Swords and the Magician. For me, it's bringing the clarity in. Again, the Magician, Ace of Swords, and then the Magician. We have the Magician twice. Your inner and outer worlds. The Magician already denotes this ability to translate your ideas, your inner abilities, your magic, really, into action. Whatever your goals are, you're making them real. And Pisces, as the sign that you are, you're kind of known for taking, these fantasy type qualities here, how do I even describe it? It's like, bringing romanticism and fantasy really into reality. That's what you're known for. You have creative ideas, you have this beautiful ideal, and you guys always seem to make it happen. And that is what I find so incredible about you. You have these great, beautiful, maps of whatever it is that you're trying to do. You have a plan laid out, almost in a way that a Virgo or an Earth sign would, and yet it's always so much more fantastical. It's always so much more creative, and always extremely beautiful, romantic, artsy. It has a sense of just this beautiful water sign flair, and I do think that by following these ideals, by being yourself, by translating whatever this romantic qualities that's inside you, whatever these feelings are, ideas are, growth of emotion is, it's like it comes in at just the right time. I don't know. It's like your timing is on point. Everything is good because you have had a different timeline or a different way of looking at this than maybe anybody else. So this month, you're making things happen. If it's a romantic situation that you have been struggling with, it does feel like you do what you have to do to put your feelings out there, put yourself out there, see what's really behind the door. See what's really gonna happen when you listen to her and you stop sitting here. There's love at the end of this, for sure, but it requires you to listen to the intuitive self, to listen to that part of you that knows, and not really the logical, moral, air sign part of you that you might have been trying to adhere to, trying to satiate, again, the ego. Let your heart rule your ego. Let the ego fall away this month. It's not as important. Let's pull a few more. We're going to use, yes, a third deck here. The Ethereal Visions. Ooh, okay. That's how it's going to be. I see. Oh, wow. These are going to be focused a little bit on love and romance because that's what it feels. Again, your year is just extremely romantic, so I don't know. Oh my gosh. Okay, okay. Wow. Love is on the horizon for you guys, for sure. If this has been resonating as a love reading, know that as soon as you start driving things in the direction that you want them to, they all fall into place. Harmony, peace, equality, celebration, the perfect partnership. It's kind of like a portal to the place of perfection. The life you've been looking for, the partnership that you've always wanted. Two of Cups, there it is. An equal offer, a fair exchange of love. I love you. This is how I feel. And that's somebody saying, I love you right back. That's how I feel too. And there's a new passionate beginning for you. So don't fear and don't let logic rule you. Don't let your ego rule you this month. For once, Pisces, let your emotional self rule. Let that part of you that just knows. That part of you that just knows. And allow it to drive you to make your internal and external changes, especially in how you dictate your relationships. Wow. All right, I don't even know if there's anything else I want to say. I just made a mess of this huge table. Let's pull some oracles. I'm actually going to take it back to the classic oracles. Or I don't know, maybe we'll use one from the power deck. First, let's pull some romance angel cards. Yes, you're going to get a love reading as well, even though this kind of came up as a more romantically inclined reading. I don't mean for them to be that way. I just go with where your energy is at for these, because they're channeled. I don't plan them out at all. Let's see. Wow, I'm not going to pull any more. Soulmate. Yeah, this has to do with a soulmate. Yes, this is your soulmate. So take the damn chance. Mic drop. All right. Let's see, a power deck card. And I am going to end it with a William Butler. Actually, I don't know. We'll see. I might end it with a poem as well. Pisces for February 2020. I never tell how these cards are going to pop out. And yet here, woo, okay, here we go. And you guys, okay, this is interesting. This one's called Dream. All the Pisces I know have this, I don't know what it is about Pisces. They love to talk about their dreams. And it's like cute and funny. And every Pisces that I know talks to me about their dreams or has at some point. And I just think it's a really cute quality of you guys. One day you will remember the great dream and the way will become known to you. You entered into life through the veil of the dream because your reason for being here must be kept secret from you until you find your way home. You don't know who you are, but one fine day you will remember. It is like creation looking for itself. You are in oneness with all life, though you are not aware of it. You will awaken from the dream. Let the great mother rest within your spirit. She is the universe. She is the womb of all life. She is the light that shines from your eyes, illuminating your daily dreams. The possibilities you dream of will become your reality. That last sentence, Pisces written all over it. Okay. All right, guys. Actually, you know what? We're going to read this last little poem. Okay, down by the Sally Gardens. Down by the Sally Gardens, my love and I did meet. She passed the Sally Gardens with little snow-white feet. She bid me take love easy as the leaves grow on the tree, but I, being young and foolish, with her would not agree. In a field by the river my love and I did stand, and on my leaning shoulder she laid her snow-white hand. She bid me take life easy as the grass grows on the weirs, but I was young and foolish, and now am full of tears. Written in, and both of the ones that I read were written in 1889. So, happy birthday, Pisces. Have a wonderful and blessed February. I love you guys. If you want to book a private reading, all that information is below this video in the description box. If you watch this before February 15th, you can get a year ahead, 2020 yearly reading for $30. After that, I will not be offering it anymore, though. So again, make sure to subscribe, guys. Make sure to share if you enjoyed it. Check out your yearlies, check out the dailies, and I'll see you in the other videos. Namaste, guys.